Hola YouTube, welcome back to another wealth preservation video. You have seen the thumbnail, you are watching this video now and you are asking, Bean, what are you doing here with all these monster boxes? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this represents the majority of my stack. I have brought it on location here, not for the purposes of a full stack video. No, it is for the purposes of sorting through because it is time to liquidate. Let's talk about it. Where to start? Man, I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. Let's before we get into the why I'm doing it and how I'm going to do it, let's just look at this stack here for a moment. This magnificent, this accomplishment of life here, basically saving for retirement in that alternative manner by stacking the precious metals. And both gold and silver, majority of what's taking up the space here in your screen is silver. Interesting, these two little tubes right here, right? This is a tube of big gold. This is a tube of little gold. The little gold one isn't quite full yet. Those are just some quarter-ounce American gold coins. The other tube, that's big gold, basically big 1-ounce coins. And the value of what it is that is here, just sort of compacted into this little space right here, is nearly the value of what it is that you see in taking up the rest of the space in your screen there. Just amazing how much little space that gold takes, yet compacts the value so much. Doesn't need to go in big old boxes, big old monster boxes. It's just amazing how much wealth is just compacted into one little space when it comes to gold. Now let's get into why it is that I am in gathering mode here. I've still got some stuff to pull, things to other locations to visit, to grab some additional things to liquidate. But this is the majority of it right here, just the things I've been able to put together at this time. Let's talk about basically what it is or why it is that I'm selling, right? Why it is that I'm selling a chunk of my stack here. I will first start by saying I do not intend to liquidate everything that you see here. Probably half. I'm going to sell about half, liquidate about half my stack over a period of time. I've got several months to do it. Why it is that I'm doing it, ladies and gentlemen, I'll put a link in the description of this video. Probably run something up at the top there, just pop up there. But it is a link to one of my oldest videos, what it is that I said I would sell my stack for. Those of you who have been watching this channel from the beginning know what it is that I wanted to sell my precious metals for, what I would actually trade my precious metals for in the event that the opportunity came up. And so this is a similar opportunity. What that was real estate. That video is going to talk about it's going to talk about a lot of things, my beliefs behind the precious metals, plus what it is that I would sell it for. And it was an opportunity for some productive little plot of land somewhere, something to do a little bit of subsistence farming in my retirement, a nice comfortable place to close things out. And this is an opportunity similar to that. It is not quite that thing, but it is real estate nonetheless that I am selling the majority of my stack here for, half my stack here for. I'm just going to buy my mother a house. She's aging. She's gotten to the point where she's having a hard time keeping up with life, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of shuffling going on, a lot of moving going on. She and I currently live far apart from each other. She lives back in my hometown. I've kept her there because she's got lots of family and she's still able to drive, fairly well and can get herself to her doctors and things. And she knows the city, right? And it's a small town. I am from a very dirt poor type small town. And, she's been doing just fine over there. Now it's gotten to the point where, her relatives, they're old as well, don't get around as much as well either. Get out of the way there, Duke. Come here, buddy. Come here. I didn't mean to scare you like that. But anyway, she's getting to the point where she's not getting out and about that much, and when she does need to get out and about, she needs a little help. That's number one. Number two, she lives paycheck to paycheck, right? She's done a decent job for herself for retirement. She lives on Social Security, plus she's got a government pension. Spent many, many years working in various different government agencies, so she's got a pretty decent retirement. But at the same time, she does not own a house. She's been renting. As you know, because of inflation, rents have just been going up, and up, and it's, I've had to move her already within the last 12 months from one location to another location. And because she's far away, it's very expensive for me to do that. I've got to go there a couple times, get her packed up, hire someone to help move, things like that. And it's gotten to the point where, it's time for her to move again, simply because the place where she lives right now, they want to remodel the building, and so they've basically given us plenty of notice. I'm thankful about that. They've given us plenty of notice that they will not be renewing leases for the purposes of remodeling. And it's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and bring her closer, get everything locked down. Don't have to worry about this in the future in terms of moving. I am doing this for my mother. What say you, ladies and gentlemen? Would you sell your precious metals for buying your mother a house? A question you might ask is, Bean, do you feel, bittersweet? Do you feel disappointed about having to sell so much of your stack? The answer to that question, ladies and gentlemen, is no. I do not. I have no bittersweet type feelings, no feelings of disappointment whatsoever. I mean, how could I? I'm going to be putting my mother into a house. I mean, that's incredible. To take basically what mounts to years and years worth of stacking, right? Lifetime accomplishment here. And I'm going to shift it into some real estate. Now, is it the real estate that I had, stated in that video from a long time ago, from years ago, that I wanted to put it into? No, it's not. But quite frankly, that real estate, the house that I'm purchasing for my mother, probably represents I don't want to say temporary situation. It will be part of that same long-term objective, because at the end of the day, it'll be something that is marketable, just another asset basically that is marketable. I will sell that one asset, then eventually move into that piece of property that I want. And because I'm not ready for that piece of property just yet, I am not retired. I got a few more years to go. The Bean is getting up there in age. Old man Bean. I got grandkids all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. But no, I have got plenty of energy. You can tell by my voice that I am still raring to go. Got things to get done. I've got a legacy to build, basically where it is that I work. And things are still fun. Things are still interesting. So as long as that is the case, and as long as I am able, I will continue to do it. So no, not bittersweet at all about this massive liquidation that I'm doing on the precious metals here. So all of this won't be going, though, right? It's just going to be about half the stack, maybe a little bit more. It remains to be seen. Depends on the purchase price of the property that I'm looking for. Just barely getting into the search mode there. But I want to use three sources of financing basically to do this. Number one, a third of the price will probably come or be paid for by the precious metals. Another third of it will be paid for just equities after tax, after 401k. These are after tax equities, things like that I've accumulated over my lifetime. And then the final third of it, I may look into financing. Interest rates are getting up there, right? 6.5, maybe 7%, since this is not going to be a primary residence. But what I intend to do basically is set up a partnership. I will probably have my mother still pay a rent to this property that I develop here, drastically discounted basically. But, my mother is just disclosing quite a bit of information here. She's getting to that age where you just cannot rely upon how it is that she's spending her money, right? It's another reason I need to move her close to me. People get old, they just do. They lose some of their sensibilities, and from a credit standpoint, she needs some help managing the budget. So, from the standpoint of her maintaining a familiarity, a process of living, basically, I don't want her to feel like she's got all this extra cash built up, because it will disappear in just wasteful areas, right? This is me helping her to live at the same time. So, we'll reduce what it is that her cost will be from a rental property standpoint. Going to move her into a much nicer place, a home, place stable. Basically, she'll continue to pay rent into the partnership, but it's there for future uses. I don't have another sibling, basically, that is able to help in this process. I'm very fortunate, very blessed to be in this situation to help her like this. And so, there'll be some equity that will continue to be built up in the house, and in the event she needs it for future medical expenses, things like that, that source of money will be there, right? It'll be there. She will depend on me to take care of her from here on out, and that asset, that house right there, is potentially going to be part of that in the future. But the idea of keeping that asset in a partnership is the government is not going to have access to it, right? I will be the owner of the partnership myself. The partnership will be there in the event she needs support from the government, just tapping into Social Security, tapping into Medicaid, tapping into things like that. She basically does not have much of an asset for herself. And so I will tap into as much of that as possible. So all this really is really for the purposes of managing her, helping her, and just putting her in a nice place to sort of live out the rest of her life. At the end of the day, you just got to do what it's right for your parents. Am I correct, ladies and gentlemen? Agree, disagree? Post in the comments below your feelings about this. Now, let's get into what it is that I'm going to do. What is my process? What am I sorting through? How are you going to do this, Bean? How are you going to liquidate? Now, I said at the beginning of the video, I've got months to do this. Probably 3 or 4 months that I'm going to do this with, right? So I will do it over a period of time, monitoring the volatility of things from a bullion standpoint, right? So the gold I'll let go. Not the fractional. The fractional gold, I'm going to keep all of it, right? There's too much premium there. I could put it on social media to capture that premium back, but no, I'm going to, this is sort of bug out material at the same time. I've got some 10th ounce gold as well, and from an American standpoint, I'm going to keep that. Might sell some of the other small gold, like small foreign gold. I've got, things like Philharmonics, Mexican pesos, sovereigns, things like that. I'll probably go ahead and liquidate those things. Those are things you can pick up with the volatility down the road. Who knows where precious metals are going to be going forward. I think it's always going to be a continuous rise, but I think everything is going to be a continuous rise. Our living expenses, fuel, energy, our food is going to continue to rise. Inflation, while the government is telling you they want to get back to that 2% inflation, number one, do you agree that they're actually going to be able to get there and do that? Perhaps 5 is the new normal. Number two, the fact that they're telling you they're fine with inflation is a massive red flag. That tells you that your dollar over the period of time, they are telling you that it is going to continue to decline in purchasing power. So what I'm doing is I'm shifting from one asset to another asset, right? Precious metals to real estate, which is going to inflate in price over time. Stocks that you buy are going to inflate in price over time. I did a couple of videos back. I will put a link in the description to that one as well. Very little viewed video. That video didn't even get 1,000 views, which I'm surprised about given the topic. But the topic of the video is gold has maintained over the last, since 1996, gold has maintained its value from an earnings standpoint, from a valuation standpoint, as the S&P 500, totally equivalent. Totally equivalent. This is with total returns. That means dividends reinvested in the S&P 500. The money that you invested in gold, the money that you invested in the S&P 500 back in 1996 has inflated to the same value, 440%. Incredible. So it's basically just shifting from one asset to another. The metals to real estate, equities to real estate. Have no problem doing that. And again, it's for the benefit of my mother and just helping her with her day-to-day expenditures. I mean, she's going to be totally taken care of from this thing, and it gives her a place to put her money that is just not going to be wasteful. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, you just get, some people, they just get to these senile old ages here. I don't want to say she's, gosh, what is it that Alzheimer's, right? I don't think she's got there or anything like that, but I am noticing rapid decline, and it's she's just about 80 years old, right? And I'm happy that she's gotten as far as she's gotten, being 80 years old and everything, but she needs some help. Bottom line, she needs some help, so the bean is gonna be there for her. So back to what the process is going to be. Going to have to sort through all these boxes, these monster boxes, little, other types of boxes. These two boxes up at the top, that's full of MK bars. This one's here full of reckless metals. This one here full of vintage poured silver. Those things are in the deep stack. They are not going to be going anywhere. At this point, I'm not planning to. We'll see. If you guys see some stuff popping up in my Instagram, social media, then things have shifted, right? Just shifted. What I plan to liquidate most of is the El Cheapo, right? This Scottsdale stackers, kilo bars. I do intend to sort through just tubes and tubes of silver that I've got, encapsulated silver that I've got here. Just sort through that stuff and see if there are things with some collectability in there. And just go ahead and move them, right? While I'm going through this process, go ahead and move them. So I'd say probably half about what I sell, I'll probably do it through social media, through my Instagram page. Over the course of the next 4 months, just every other weekend, something like that, pull a box out and just start moving some metal, right? They're going to be priced to sell for sure. I'm gonna attempt to price things to collect as much of the premium as possible, but also put it at a price point where I do expect people to claim those things. BIN, B-I-N, buy it now, make the claims. There are rules for purchasing on Instagram, on social media. Those of you who are there now know exactly what it is that I speak. Those of you who are interested in going there and gaming what's going on and potentially getting some cool beans for yourself from here and from others, quite frankly. Many, many super reliable sellers out there, bean tested, bean approved. Basically what happens is you list a photo, very much like eBay, right? Buy it now type stuff on eBay. You list a photo, a price is listed there, and you simply claim it. First come, first serve. You can see the order of claims that get made. And I sell only with PayPal friends and family. People who buy from me know that. And then you exchange information in the direct messaging of Instagram, and you complete the deal. Transactions get made, and I package things up and ship things out. Being tested, being approved, with the sellers that I work with, and community tested, community approved for the bean, because I've been selling on Instagram for a long time at this point. So that's going to be part of how it is that I sell. Certainly, I've got some deep stack stuff that I don't want to sell. I do have, some community pours, things like that have appreciated to the point where, man, I think I should probably take advantage of the premiums on things and just go ahead and collect that premium now. I am sure Captain Coda out there is going to be grabbing a few of my stuff. Some of you other collectors is going to be grabbing a few of my stuff. But I do have some favorites that I'm just going to keep in the stack. So, yeah, a lot of the stuff, a lot of collectability type stuff is going to be sold via Instagram. I don't know that I'll dabble on on eBay. You know, it's just things just move a lot quicker on Instagram, and so you know, because you're pricing below the eBay sales prices. That is what it is that I do. You know, I'm not a museum. You know, I want things to sell, right? So I'll price below what it is that you see things on eBay. Basically, if not giving you the benefit of what the eBay fees are, but most of the benefit of what the eBay fees are, and sell in that way. When it comes to the stuff that is bullion, stuff like this, you know, kilos, you know, uncollectible or just, you know, whatever, low premium 10-ounce bars, things like big gold that you see right here. Just going to take them to the local coin shop and unload over a period of time. I'll see what's going on with American Silver Eagles. Is my local coin shop going to pay a premium for American Silver Eagles? We'll see. If they are, you know, I'll go ahead and unload those as well. Perhaps, you know, I may mix it up a little bit, throw some tubes out there on social media, see who's got some interest in stacking the American Silver Eagle. I would not buy an American Silver Eagle, ladies and gentlemen, if I were you, at the prices that we're seeing on with the online bullion dealers. We are seeing prices of $20 over spot. I mean, I'm seeing things that are in that $45 range. Spot price of silver currently right now as I shoot this video is a little bit over $25 per ounce. Do I see it going up? Yes, but to pay $40 to $45 for an American Silver Eagle, do not do it, ladies and gentlemen. So will I throw some out there for, I don't know, $7, $8, $9 over spot? Perhaps I will. If you know, the market will tell me, the community market will tell me on Instagram whether or not that's good for them. If not, that's fine. This will go to the local coin shop. They're probably paying $5 over spot, and in bulk like this, I'm totally fine with moving it. Canadian tubes of Canadian maples, tubes of Britannias, tubes of kangaroos, Krugerrands, silver Krugerrands, things like that. That's going to the local coin shop. Things, you know, was perhaps capturing a few bucks here of some premium, like I don't know, vintage rounds, some vintage bars, art bars. Perhaps I sell some of that stuff on the community. Probably will. There'll be some premium there, and it'll, you know, be something fun to do, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, just to move some metals in that way. Shifted some boxes around a bit, but when it comes to, you know, junk silver, just tubes and tubes of quarters, half dollars, you know, this is a little sack filled with dimes, you know, just this is approximately half of what it is that I've accumulated. I've already sold about half of my junk silver simply because the premiums are there. Just posting it up on social media and on Instagram, and you know, it's I will not sell this to a coin shop. I don't think coin shops are going to pay very much money for junk silver. They like to buy it real cheap and sell it for a lot, but I'll be able to capture most of the premiums if I sell it online on Instagram. If not, it simply goes back into the stack, right? All I need to do is liquidate half of what it is that I've got here. This monster box here is just filled with press bars, you know, 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce press bars. You know, there's some things. A lot of it is just vintagey type stuff, right? Vintagey stuff. Okay, so this one's not going to go right. Thanksgiving, I like Thanksgiving too much, but there's plenty of collectible type stuff in here. That this is just an Engelhard bar, and you know, just vintage art bars that I've just collected over time. I don't think there's a whole lot of, you know, plain Jane generic stuff in here at all. It's kind of a bunch of cool beans in here. So these press bars, maybe I keep some of the really kind of vintagey type stuff, really cool stuff, but I would expect the majority of what it is that's in here to go. This one might be an example of something that stays in the stack. Vintage Sunshine. I've only seen 1 or 2 of these in my stacking career here. Don't know that I would part with that one just yet, at least not for cheap. Certainly would have to have a premium. But things like these Engelhard bars, 10-ounce press bars, you know, you see these come and go all the time. So, you know, I'll probably move the majority of stuff like this. I would probably say 90% of what's in this monster box right here is on the block. So look out for that on Instagram for sure. Or, Perhaps I think if it doesn't sell on social media, it probably just remains in the stack, and then just shift into something else, shift into whatever else is next, pull something else from the box, and go ahead and move it along. So what say you, ladies and gentlemen? Very interesting story, wouldn't you say? Very interesting story. What is it that you intend to do with your precious metals, right? I mean, I hear many people say, I see many comments in other videos, in my videos, that it is legacy. This is a legacy investment, something they intend to keep forever and give to their heirs. That is something that I have never, ever agreed with, never have planned for, that this is the purpose of my stack. I have always purchased it for the purposes of using it for something else, purchasing a retirement property in the future. Now, that is being realized here today, primarily for my mother, but at the same time, eventually that property, either I'll hold on to it if and it becomes a rental property for me in the future, or I do sell it and sell the primary home that I live in right now, post-retirement, of course, and get that productive piece of little retirement property out in the country. That is still a possibility, still part of the game plan, but it has never been for the purposes of a legacy investment to pass on to the heirs. Will they have what's left at the end of the day? Yes, it'll be there. It'll be there, and whatever I have left, they can have, and they can do with it as they please at that point. But this has always been a vehicle, something that I have saved for retirement for over just just years and years that I've been stacking. And it's just another it's just another security, basically, that represents something that I will use to live on at some point in the future. So your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I said a lot, many topics, right? Helping the mother, how it is that you treat your silver. Are you so connected to it that you can never sell it? There are pieces in this stack that, yes, I will never sell. I will take them with me to the grave. But the vast majority of what you see here, no emotional attachment whatsoever. It's going to go. It's going to go for a greater purpose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you on the next one, because I will keep stacking. There will be a next one, ladies and gentlemen, because there will be collections to maintain. There will be just conversation to be had about what's going on within the precious metals. And while I'll be selling a bunch of bullion, I will be maintaining that deep stack, right? And the deep stack will continue to be added to. I think what'll happen, quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, as the cash flow from this happens here, I will probably get more aggressive by visiting the local coin shops, looking for things that I can flip on really quickly, and just make some additional funds there for when the time comes, when it's time to do that transaction for my mother. All right, I've said enough. Long enough video, ladies and gentlemen. Please like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one. Take it easy, guys.